Hello. I feel scared to death. I'm a little bit scared to start speaking. I um I don't know what I want to say, and it's a little bit of the kind of leap that I wanted to. It's a leap I wanted to jump. Is to just kind of turn on the camera and not have anything planned, and kind of see what comes through. I feel a bit funny watching myself on the camera, and yeah, there's just a lot of fear of judgment, and it starts with a judgment I have for myself. I was inspired by a friend, my friend Fabian. Kind of, he makes videos like this where he just turns the camera on and starts talking, and I wanted to make it because of how afraid I was to do it, and yeah, I still have these feelings of fear in, like, warmth in the back of my head and neck, and it's scary to to think about myself being seen, and kind of having these self-conscious thoughts of me watching myself, thinking of how I say and articulate things, and how this is going to come across, and having kind of like half-baked thoughts that are they feel unworthy to share, and yeah, it feels like everyone knows better but me in this moment. Like, everybody knows not to just start talking and not have something to say, and especially that coming from me, like I'm supposed to, that I don't have the permission to do that. That I guess it's a form of a limiting belief that I guess I'm not listening to as I make this. And this is pre-recorded, and as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, there's no way I share this. There's no way. There's no way I share it. But in my heart, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And it's a similar feeling that I had just gosh, what is today? Today's Friday. that I had this past weekend. I went to an event by it's called The Big One with Kyle Cease and a number of other speakers, and I had a similar moment where I went on stage and I was just experiencing so much fear of being seen, and yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it now. Just so many emotions of I heard my grandmother call for me, and anticipating her coming in, and yeah, it was a terrifying moment for myself. I wanted to go up, and in the event, it's kind of it's very interactive with the audience, and with people that have things to share and want help, and I was my heart was beating out my chest, and the thought that I had in my head was that I'm not afraid to be seen and go on stage. But my body was telling me I was afraid. And I believed in that moment that it's even now, I'm like waves of just anxiety around my head and in my body. And my body was telling me a lot of things. My body and my anxiety was saying I was doing something wrong. In a similar way that I feel like I'm doing something wrong now. Like I should have my thoughts prepared, but I was really inspired by my friend Fabian for making videos like this, and also for Kyle, kind of being a leader to let what should come forth, and let God do it for me. And I feel I like that. I feel a lot, and just something I wanted to share. And that's something that I got to share. Like I have just a lot of nervousness. Like I can feel my body my head and in my throat. And there's a part of me that's scared, like that it's not going to go away, or I need some big cathartic release, and I guess screams of terror, or I guess losing control of my emotions to feel better, and I'm feeling afraid to share that with the camera because this video, I guess I intend to share with on social media, on with my communities that I grew up with and people that have known me for a long time. And yeah, it's often those people that I fear judgment from the most. And and family, you know, what will they think of this? I can experience fear of um, embarrassing my family and making them mad at me. And I guess I'm letting something out. But yeah, feeling like I need to fit into the box of the culture that I grew up in, and for me to, I guess, grow out of that box is offensive to people still within that box, and people that don't want to go outside of that. And I yeah, I love what I've done thus far with sharing this video and in creating this video and speaking. I can feel a little fear of like, my grandmother might be listening to me. It feels not like me, a little bit out of sorts for me to make a video. Like, I don't normally do this. Gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna post this. But it starts with that. It starts with the yes to that I want to post this, that I want it to be seen. And that was symbolic with not the music playing, if you can hear it. There's a car outside, but it's symbolic with my weekend, where it makes me nervous just to speak about it. It makes my throat kind of close up, and I need to change positions. But gosh, I feel so scared. And I feel like I need to have it all together and have a perspective like, I'm scared, and I feel totally fine with that. And I don't necessarily feel totally fine with that. Yeah, it feels like I need to I prepared myself to be in a better place, to be in more sound mind, and but I guess I'm showing my weakness, and I'm showing that I'm not perfect. I'm incomplete. I'm a work in progress, and it deserves grace from myself. You know, I've had many thoughts, and a lot come and a lot leave, and I start um, telling you one thing, and then it goes somewhere else, and I'm just kind of watching myself in the camera, just looking at myself, feeling myself breathe, noticing myself look around, and feeling scared. Back to the story of somebody asked me on day one of the big one if I wanted to go up on stage, and immediately out of my mouth I let myself say yes, and I felt the like wave of like, oh gosh, I'd be terrified. And that's what I said to the woman. And it was the start where I was honest with I wanted to go up. I wanted to be seen, go on stage, have what's in me, to share what's in me, because I matter too. And for a long time, I felt like I didn't have anything good enough to share, and that's, I guess I'm gonna do this for a while with anxiety and these feelings, being scared, and gosh, sometimes I can shake my head like this and feel nauseous and retch a few times and feel better. I'm never going to make it through that story. I'm just going to keep sharing how I feel, because I guess that's what God wanted for this talk, where I share, I guess, my internal dialogue, where, yeah, I feel scared sharing about, like, I retch sometimes because I get so anxious or so worked up energetically, and yeah, it helps me to feel better, to get that out, and relieve some of that energy and that stomach, that solar plexus area where I can feel a lot. I feel a lot there, and have dealt with a lot of pain and a lot of aching and a lot of energy that had felt stuck in this area. And I think it's no coincidence that it has to do with my health history and my healing, and how connected disease and health and our spiritual well-being is. I think of all the people that might judge how slow this conversation is. How I'm slowly moving from one thing to the other. But I want to share it because it's me. And it's the truth. And this is how fast things are coming out for me. And I know I saw this past weekend that that's going to impact people. I ended up going up on stage on the third day of the big one, and gosh, I can't believe I'm going to share this. I'm so thankful to myself for sharing this, for doing something that is hard for me, and that I want to see what happens. Genuinely, I just want to see what happens. And I'll back up. The day before, I had different times where I was sitting in different spots that I can remember in the auditorium, where there's opportunities for me to raise my hand or say something that would potentially get me on stage. And I just remember feeling so scared to even move, just to raise my hand, to kind of commit to the possibility that I might go up. And I remember feeling some judgment for myself for being afraid. And just kind of sitting there. And my prayer was just that God was going to have to do it for me. That I was going to have to receive His power in my life and in His Spirit to to make it happen. And the next day was the day of my grandfather's funeral, and I was out in L.A. and there was a time difference, and the event was starting at around the same time as the visitation was starting in Kentucky, and I just remember it being very emotional for me, and walking to the event, I had to stop multiple times and just cry because of, I guess, the weight of what I felt like I had to do to go to the event and miss the funeral was very hard for me, and feelings of guilt, where I felt very guilty for making the choice to do what I wanted to do. And when I felt like other people had expectations that I was not being there for them. And so yeah, I noticed a little judgment of like, what am I gonna share here? Like, am I gonna just like keep rambling and not like select what's important to come out and to share? And it's kind of reinforcing doubt of like, yeah, you shouldn't just turn the camera on. You shouldn't just to talk. Some people can do that, but I can't. And this is proof of that. Like, it's like I need like someone else to tell me what's good enough and what's not. That I need permission to do this. That if all goes bad, then it's my fault. Which brings up another point that I'll share later about someone coming up to me and telling me they didn't know why they were sharing this, but they just felt the need to tell me that it's not my fault. And I've been carrying that with me. This past week. And whew, whew. I love these feelings, but I don't love my hair like that. There's so many details about the event that was very cool and felt very significant. And but one I'd like to share right now is just when I went on stage on the third day of the event. I remember sitting close to the front row where I hadn't normally sat. I normally had sit in the back on the side of the aisles because I've been having hip problems where I can't sit for a long time, so I get up and down, and that's easier for me at the event to not not sit too long. And for whatever reason, this was the morning of the event. I had met a few people that I walked down and they were like, "Hey, here's a seat. Come sit by us." And I ended up sitting down there, and I was just like, I'll just stay here for the first like 2 hours is usually when a break comes, and then I'll, get up and down. But in the morning, I generally feel a little bit better in my hip to stay there a little bit longer. So I I was in the third row, and it was when Dr. Kim Durama was leading the morning session. She had a woman go up prior to me where she was afraid to be seen, and she had fear of sharing that she disliked her body, that she disliked how she looked. And I can relate to a lot of that, of not liking how I look, and not liking my voice and how I sound and how I articulate things, and just those feelings of hate for myself. And I couldn't help but feel like jealous, like I wanted to be up there. I wanted to be seen, and to be vulnerable, and to share my pain as well, and to share my insecurities and my fear and my anxiety and my shame. And it was shortly in there that I was like, here comes an opportunity. And I just paid attention to what my body was feeling, praying like, God, you make this happen. In this anxiety, I'd felt so like closed off in my throat and stuff, of like, I couldn't hardly say anything, like to shout out. But along came an opportunity where I just had to raise my hand, and the woman in front of me gave me kind of like, what would I say, and that was just God. That was God making all this work out perfectly for me. I've oftentimes had a hard time with myself, feeling like I needed to make it happen, and if it didn't happen, it was because of me, and if I didn't make it on stage, it was because of me. And but with the grace of God, He says that it's not my fault. And I was stepping into the forgiveness of for myself, feeling like it was my fault. If it crashed and burned, if this video crashes and burns, it's not my fault. And the words that came out of my mouth when my hand shot up like lightning, the first one up, and it was obvious that I was going to be picked in that moment. Kim looked at me and, they brought me a mic, and I said, that I know I'm not afraid, meaning I know that my fear is a lie, and in Christ, I'm not afraid. My fear has been loved and dealt with. But there was still fear in my physiology. And I felt like no perfect person than with Kim to help me get that out, to help me take a step to be seen, to go on stage, to just let it unfold. And no perfect person than for Kim to help my body to get rid of that, to let my nervous system acclimate to me not being afraid. And it started with that just honest yes a few days prior. And it probably started with a lot more that God has been doing far before this. I'm getting more comfortable thinking of Fabian's videos where he takes a pause to think, and I appreciate that in helping and encouraging me that I can take a pause. I can be 37 minutes into this and go, oh, I gotta be done by like 45 minutes. That's how long Fabian's videos go. And you know what? This is gonna go as long as it goes. Scary, huh? Scary. But gosh, I'm so thankful for the step that I made on going on stage that is allowing me to do this now, to click record and go, Dad, you're going to be so mad. Family, you're going to be so embarrassed. You're going to feel this is weird. And oh. I kind of wish I could cry on here and feel better. Crying makes me feel a lot better. Actually, screaming in terror and getting angry and whatever came out on stage with Kim when she helped me work through these feelings, I had a big release where I just had feelings of terror that felt stuck in me. I had pain of just traumatic things that have happened, and just heavy shame and feelings like I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna do something so wrong that I'm gonna die and go to hell, you know. And hell has a I was gonna say a special spot of kind of this tear of yeah, it's kind of the feeling of death and it being my fault. The kind of terror is that something unintended will happen and it'll be my fault. But through what transpired last weekend and through what the man shared with me, that it's not my fault, clicked into some more things of that forgiveness and healing and grace, that I've done nothing wrong and I've always done everything right in Christ, and anything that negative comes my way is not my fault anymore. My fear is not my fault. And my weakness is not my fault. The fact that I have shame and terror and fear of God and hell is not my fault. And I ask God to give this body healing. For it has been forgiven in Christ. And this video is a step of faith where I turned the camera on. I started talking, and it's a little bit more belief that it's not my fault what happens. That I'm not guilty if this is a cringy video, or I guess one of my biggest fears is that I would be condemned by my community, that it would symbolize some reason that I would not be saved from hell. And I can feel the fear in my body of the people who don't like the term of hell and don't don't resonate with the Christian themes of this video, and whatever is fine. Boy, I feel like my dad is seething at me right now. The longer I go, the more that it brings up, like I have to be at odds with my father. I get this. I get it. It's a public space. There's people that know. Oh. Know who I'm talking about. Know me, know my life, know who I'm connected to. And it's the people that are closest that it's hard to having doubts in this moment of what is right and wrong to post on the internet. We live in an odd time where to speak to any and everyone who wants to see something in your community, you'd have to have an audience and speak on a stage, or share things about your family or people that you know. But I guess I don't know if it's wrong for sure, so it's what I want to do. And I'm a feel and see what comes up when I post this, and the feelings of it's pressure. It's like, this better be worth it to potentially make my father or my family that mad at me. This better be worth losing people in my life, feeling of like talking bad about them. I definitely feel like a hesitancy to talk bad about people, and probably rightly so. I also feel some pressure to hey, I need to get back to a topic, something to share that would be significant enough to justify me doing this. But this is what I got. I have me. And I have my desire to see what happens. And Kyle talks a lot about, he likes the phrase, I don't know if he got it from someone else, but You can only see what you're going to lose, but you can't see what you're going to gain. And yeah, here we go. I'll probably do more of these. There's a lot to talk about from the event. I was thinking, what is the title of this video going to be? I think it'd only be fitting to call this the big one. I guess you'll be surprised if the title's different by the time you watch this. So I feel scared to stop here. It feels like I need to give more, to share more in this video in order to make it worthwhile, make it good enough, make it give it the best chance that won't ruin my life. Oh my gosh. And a bit of the fear of, I turned that camera off and it's time to post. Gosh, am I going to do it tonight? I can wait till tomorrow. Do it tonight. I feel like I'm waiting for some nugget of wisdom to share with you and to give myself. But you know what? Just turn it off and let that come after this. Alrighty.